Derek with Eliminex. I'm here in this this place. It was a just a 2-room job I did. This is one of the last. This is one of the last, second to last promotion that I was doing, where I was just testing out, seeing if I could do bed bug jobs in single rooms. You know, my promotion was challenging for the month of July. I was had a challenge to do just one room and see if I can contain the problem. We were pretty much successful. Like, we haven't had yet just 2 callbacks. People would call after they already had a treatment done by a professional company, and one room that was most likely the source, had reoccurring issues because of failures or just not enough attention to detail. And they would call me and, oh, yeah, we just have it in one room, but they had the whole house treated before. So I come in and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just see if I can isolate it. And it was like a challenge, and because usually I just do full house treatments, or if this is a multi-family, like a 2-family, 3-family, we would just say you have to do all 2, 3 family units. You just don't do one, because in this instance, you don't know on the surface. You don't really see the bed bugs. They tell you, oh, they're biting me at night. But so you look for the evidence, and it's pretty strong evidence. This is the structure. Look at that, the mortise joint there. That's just the mortise joint, and you know just from the droppings that they're going into the cracks. You know it. And you usually don't see the activity of bed bugs unless you come in the first thing in the morning or late at night. But I look for that evidence when I see droppings in the actual structure. That's not even next to the bed. It's like in the door frames. Bed bugs, it's pretty heavy. You got door stops. There's this little trim work, and usually the only thing that seals that up is caulking and paint, but no one ever caulks these door stops. No one ever caulks those. And then the switch plate covers, the trim work around the doors, all the casings. And this door is a hollow door. This is a hollow door. There could be thousands, tens of thousands of bed bugs in there. We don't know. You don't know. You don't know. If you brought a bed bug dog in here who was worth anything, and they alerted to this, they would just alert to this room every square inch. They would be alerting. They would just go crazy. Like, there's bed bugs everywhere. They'd be sniffing on the, because of all the droppings. It's just obvious. Here's some droppings up here in the casings. You can see it, And there's so many spots. And there's a difference between bed bug droppings and cockroach droppings, because this is a rental unit with 2 rooms and an attic. But you can tell the difference because it smudges it smears when you rub it, where cockroach droppings have a totally different kind of appearance, because they just eat organic or just junk, and they just leave little specks. A bed bug leaves here's a bed bug right here crawling around. He came out because it's dark in the room, and he come out. There's one. See, I know what I'm doing. I treated this place 2 weekends ago. He's kind of hobbling around. He's not doing so well. They have limited exposure. When they come out of those cracks, they have limited exposure to the pesticides that I put out, and then they die off slowly. Depends on how much contact they have with the pesticide. If they just go out to feed, go back into their cracks, they have limited exposure. It's only been 2 weeks since the application. They could be deep into these walls. See, this is in the bedroom. The attics are really tough because they actually have openings and more doors and more casings and more cracks where thousands, tens of thousands of bed bugs can harbor. So sometimes just one treatment doesn't mean it's a failure. It just means you're not knocking them down quick enough. And in the meantime, while they're not dying quick enough, they're laying eggs on a daily basis, and like 3 eggs a day per female on average. And those eggs are usually deposited like far away, like in the cracks, and they're protected from the treatment, and they can hatch within 1 to 2 weeks later. So if you think about the whole mass scale of it, they're hatching every day. and feeding like adult bed bugs coming out with limited exposure to the pesticide. And I told the manager, I said, if we just leave this alone, if we just leave this treatment alone and don't do anything more, the treatment's going to work. But you can always take that chance if there happen to be tens of thousands of bed bugs in a structure that you're not really aware of. Sometimes the population can exponentially reproduce quicker than they're dying off, and then after the residual treatment dies off after a couple months, then the problem just all of a sudden resurfaces at a bigger scale. So I'm coming back for this follow-up. It's not necessary to have to do a follow-up, but if you run into an infestation and you suspect, it's really bad. They're everywhere. I told him when I was doing the job, okay, yeah, we're just going to do a follow-up in 30 days, but I guess the problem was so bad. The problem was so bad in both rooms and the bathroom. Here. Now they're undercover casings, equal distance. Both rooms were bad. You just saw one live running around here. There's thousands were here exposed. When I came here a couple weeks ago, they still didn't put the covers on that I recommended. I put the covers on. I should have had one that had them in my truck, right? They still didn't put the covers back on the electrical outlets, and you can see the droppings going right in the outlet. There could be thousands of bed bugs entering there just because they deposited. Fecal matter doesn't mean that's all that there is. Think of that. They're actually on the outlet itself. They could be inside the outlet. And you can't spray that. You could use the dust to keep them from, breeding and living, but you got to wait for them to come out. Come out and come in contact with the residual and die. They got all these doors. They're taped shut. There's no door handles. I can't even open it. It's screwed shut. So I can't get in there. I make the recommendation, but I'm not coming back because of improper, and the structural integrity is not right. Droppings everywhere. There could be thousands, tens of thousands behind this door here in the attic space. So I'm going to do the best I can with my treatment. Hope for the best. I'm sure it's been knocked down considerably. They're renting, and the renters may have moved in the situation or just became aware of it, and they're not comfortable with the bed bugs coming out and biting them. So they know that there's a licensed professional in the case, so now they're being vigilant and reporting to the landlord now about every little thing. And, they're telling me I need to come back. Okay, I believe it. I do need to come back. I would have liked to wait a couple more weeks to give it more of an overlap of treatment, and this rug never got thrown out, but that's okay. I think I treated it last time on the back side, but there's a lot of little coverage I need to do. But I'm going to get started. I already have my mix. It's a good mix, but you can't. It's not 100%. You can't get the back or front of the wall. You can't get in every crack and crevice. There's so much work. So many items here that can harbor like a speaker. It could be thousands of them. The only way to tell them is to pull everything apart. You can have thousands in there. They'll pull everything off the wall. Look. Workings of it. I do the best I can when I do this. Just these little holes. These little tiny holes here. You don't know. You just do your best. You can't see the droppings really necessarily. Just look around the screw. See if the droppings are on the screw. Given the history, I don't have a history of this house. This is my second time in this house. This is way cleaner than it was when I came. I had to wear a Tyvek suit.